Hi all, this is Madhumati, Assistant Professor Department of Food Technology, SNS College of Technology. In this video, let us see about a topic on texture of food materials. So, we all may wonder what does a food texture mean? So, obviously, the whatever food that we consume has different types of textures. So, what is the main role of these textures and how we could relate the different types of texture with the different food materials. So the texture is the term that is used to describe the characteristics of any finished food product. So every food product that we consume have a distinctive texture, so that one can see, feel and eat it. So this is like one of the main important point that has to be considered while when we are planning the menu, and that the texture only it plays a main important role for each and every food that we prepare in our kitchen. So observation, practice and understanding the recipe is the only way to understand the exact texture of any type of food that we prepare. So this practice is the only key to learn about the different types of texture of the food. Coming to the types of texture, we are categorizing into desirable and undesirable textures. So whatever food that we consume has its own identity. So based on that, we can determine the quality of the particular food item. So when we see Okay, so desirable texture is nothing but these are the good texture of the food. So they indicate the good qualities of the food and hence are always preferable in every food that is which is being prepared. So below, let us quote few examples of desirable food textures. First, when we look into the texture of firm and close. So this type of texture of food will be very firm and very close together. So rising agents that has been added during the preparation of food, what happens is it will add a volume to the food, so that it will increase the holes in the food when it is prepared and are even and much closer and close together. So they are very small and equally distributed in all over the food products. So this type of texture we call it as the firm and close type. Short and crumble means the final product will be very short and crumble type, so it will just melt in your mouth when you just consume it. So these are like very delicate in nature. The right quantity of the fat that is being used to for the preparation is being playing a major role to give a final good texture like this, like short and crumble type of texture. If the proportion goes wrong, then the final texture may be different from the good one. Then the light and even texture. So these are like very light and even food textures. So the they we tell they are there will be a plenty of holes that are equally distributed in the food, and it is like less short than pastry and less spongy than a sponge. So it falls in between category. Most of the cakes will have a light and even texture. Then next is the spongy texture. So there are like plenty of holes present in the food and are equally distributed inside that particular food product. As the how it is that spongy texture creates is like more amount of air is being trapped while during the preparation of food. So like they are very soft and light food products to touch like a sponge cake or the idlis. Then flaky texture. So flaky in sense is flakes itself, we can understand that there will be like many layers, that is thin crisp layers, we call it as the flaky texture. They are formed by incorporating the air pockets. So this crispiness is mainly due to the method of rubbing the fat into the flour in order to get a good flaky texture. So the right amount of ingredients, proper mixing method and correct temperature has to be maintained in order to get that end texture flaky. So these are like mostly seen in the bakery items only. Next is a very smooth one. So we all know smooth one means obviously when we blend any spaced or like batter to a smoother paste form, it results in a smooth texture. So it is being done by adding few amount of liquid or water to any dry ingredients. Then these all comes under the desired. So non-desired is nothing but these are like undesirable texture, type of texture, which are not good sign of preparation. That is, if suppose if we adopt any wrong method during the preparation, or if some proportion varies, or if right preparation method is not being adopted, in those time those undesirable textures will arise. So undesirable texture, first one obviously a hard texture. That is, when the air enclosed in the product may be driven off due to addition of some extra liquid, or into some not improper mixing method, or sometimes even if the temperature is too low or too high, it leads to the harder texture of food material. So coarse and open, so this is one of the non-desirable texture. So this may be caused due to improper way of mixing, or even too much rising, I mean that air incorporating agents may be added. If the proportion goes wrong, it gives a coarse or open texture type of food. That is, we can find out if the holes are uneven and wide open in the food. That is, holes should be evenly incorporated. Then like soggy texture, obviously we all know, if we prepare food in a home, it if what right amount of I mean resting time, soaking time, or even the water proportion is not proper, it leads to the like sogged rice. So like we it will obtain a bad food texture only. So as I told, it is like too much moisture or liquid present in the food, it tends to stick to the hand or pan or any vessel. So mostly during the rice preparation we get a soggy texture. Then lumpy texture. So lumpy texture is obviously we know, like when this will happen when any solid and a liquid is not mixed at the proper temperature or at an even temperature. So once that lumps are cooked, they become very difficult to remove. So mostly by when we do these lumps will be formed when we do not adopt proper preparation during any paste type of dishes, or during the preparation of halwa, or like porridges, etc. Then food consistencies. So how we can categorize the consistency? So first of all, this we can relate when they are physical state, or when I mean the characteristics with the prepared state, we can relate the preparation of the food as thin, thick dropping, thick pouring, moist type, and the dry type. So this is about the basic the idea or the concept behind the food textures. Thank you.